This is U.S. Farm Report.
And now for something completely different.
I'm Kate Falcon, and I've been in Sweet Tea Trio for 11 years, which seems like a really long time.
Hello, my name is Taylor Morrison, and you might not recognize me because I'm quite the newbie in the group.
Hey, I'm Savannah Sawyer, and I was formerly in the trio as Savannah Coker, but I have since been married. I guess I'll just start from the very, very beginning.
I actually started singing in Sweet Tea Trio when I was 13 years old. Savannah and I both met through a mutual vocal coach. His name was Steve Pennington out of Birmingham, Alabama. Shout out Mr. Steve. And we met through a program called Nashville Bound.
A vocal coach who was over Nashville Bound, he would give us assignments each week. And one day he gave me an assignment to teach two of the girls, one of them being Kate, to sing harmonies, and I taught them the harmonies to Hell on Heels. We sang it and our parents were just amazed. So the first little venue that we played it out, the crowd like just went crazy with the harmonies, and we're like, you know what, we're gonna stick to this, and it's not just gonna be this 1 week's assignment. Every time we have a show, we're gonna sing this one song. I'm hell on heels, say what you will. I don't make the devil do.
That it really felt like Sweet Tea Trio was, we were pretty much together after that moment of learning that song and playing it out at shows, and we really dove headfirst into singing together.
Coming for you. I am originally from Eufaula, Alabama. Throughout my time in Eufaula, I went to church with my entire family. My granddad has 12 brothers and sisters, so we're very spread out all through Barber County. With that comes a family full of music. So my life has been surrounded by music since my mom literally told me I was singing before I was talking. My grandma played the bass at our church forever. My mom ran she was the leader of our choir at church. My dad ran the sound. And then when I got old enough, I kind of helped spearhead the praise and worship team that we had. I do vividly remember growing up with Savannah and singing as much as we could. That was like our thing.
We grew up going to church together, as well as our parents went on hunts together, so naturally we were really, really good friends. She was so good. Even when she was 4 years old, she could just hit high notes and do runs like crazy. But I still tried my best to keep up with her.
I've always kind of idolized Savannah in a way, especially once she started in Sweet Tea Trio, and I got to actually see them live at Savannah's dad's World Deer Expo. My parents were involved in also, and I just made it a point to my mom that was all I cared about going to see. I was like, I don't want to see anything with the Deer Expo. I want to go see Sweet Tea. When I finally did get to see them, we kind of chatted it up a little bit, and we goofed around and we had fun. And then Savannah was like, oh, you need to sing with us. And I was like, sing? I was probably only 14, maybe 13 at the time, so I was very young still, and just kind of growing into my voice. So I was like, y'all are so good. Like, I'm mortified. I'm so scared. And so we did, and couldn't tell you what we sang, but it was fun. That was a great time to look back on, of just kind of, it'll bring us back to full circle in a minute.
After we sang Hell on Heels and we won Mid-South Fair, everything really began to progress really quickly, and we have an amazing support system. Our parents were always like fully behind us, and whatever we wanted to do, they would drive us through the night so we could go play shows, and they would help us set up merch tables and tents, and they were our content creators, and they would take photos and videos, and they really just showed up for us in every single way. Honestly, were the backbone to Sweet Tea Trio for so many years, because we were all so young when we started, and they helped little girl dreams come true.
All right, now we got you hooked up.
Here it is.
From that brand new EP, Preaching to a Dust Cloud. Check this out. This is the Sweet Tea Trio, 95.3.
It sounds good on the radio.
Jimmy Tucker wasn't nothing but a hometown weed. He was preaching to a dust cloud.
95.3 The Bear.
One of my favorite stories to tell about just being in the band, there's a big festival in Nashville every single year called CMA Fest, which is where country music fans from everywhere, they all flock to Nashville, and they will come and like watch all of their favorite performers play, do meet and greets with their favorite performers and all that kind of stuff. It's so much fun. If you've never been to CMA Fest, you should definitely go. But one year we were playing inside of the Bridgestone Arena on a teeny tiny little stage inside of the lobby of the arena for CMA Fest. And it was like a 30-minute set. People came in and they watched our 30-minute set, and after that just flocked to the next stage because there's so many people playing across downtown at that time. It was like 6 months later. We were then playing inside of the arena on the stage to a packed crowd inside of the Bridgestone, which is the biggest arena in Nashville, opening up for Kid Rock.
Three fine young ladies from Alabama, beautiful, beautiful singers coming to help me out. Welcome back to Sweet Tea Trio.
I love telling that story because I think it's a testament to the fact that when you dream big and you work hard and you go after those dreams, that they can happen and they can come true. And that was an incredible night. I will never forget that night. It was amazing. It was an amazing experience.
We ended up moving to Nashville, where we ended up getting signed with Kid Rock, and he really took us under his wing, and we went on the road with him and got in the studio.
Going on stage.
We did get to go on a tour with him in 2017. I was a senior in high school, which was just an amazing time to be able, at that time in your life when you're so young and dreaming all these big dreams, to have an opportunity to go stand on arena stages with your two best friends and just rock out every single night with some Kid Rock fans who have always been so fun and also so kind to us. It was amazing, and it really kept the dream alive for the three of us.
I think they're going to be big stars down the road here. Make them feel at home from Alabama, the Sweet Tea Trio.
Right when we feel like things were like about to just blow up, God had other plans, and my husband and I ended up getting pregnant, and we basically just came to a collective decision that it was best for the band for me to step down. After I found out I was pregnant, we still had a few shows on the line that I was super excited to still get to do before leaving the band. And the last one, I just remember it so vividly, and every single time I think about it or watch a video, I end up crying. Hopefully I don't cry right now. The time I was playing it, you know, I knew that it was most likely my last one. In my mind at the time, I thought it was my last one for forever, and so it was super emotional for me, but I just gave it my all in every single song, like just knowing that it was potentially like one of the last notes I was going to sing in the band, especially sing in general at that caliber on a stage like that. Like, I just thought it was my last time, but it was the funnest show that I had, but at the same time, like the saddest show, but it was so good, such a good show. It was at the Machine Shop in Flint, Michigan, and I gave it everything I had, so much energy up there on stage as well as off the stage. The crowd was just such a good, lively crowd. It was so much fun. I'll never forget that show. After that show, I stepped down from the band, raised my family, and then Kate and I started communicating again about, I would say like 3 years later, and we just picked up right where we left off.
In 2022, Sweet Tea Trio ended up releasing an EP called Sugar Rush, which led us to going on a radio tour, which was so exciting and so much fun. We got to go to radio stations all across the country and play our single, All Hat No Cattle. After we got off of radio tour, we kind of went into the holidays and took a little bit of a break. And once we came back from those holidays, that's kind of when things took a bit of a turn, and the former members in the band kind of were making decisions about whether or not they wanted to continue on, because things were definitely starting to progress and we were getting busier, and things eventually came to a bit of a halt. And during that time, I was also getting married to my husband. We got married in November. And during that time, I remember feeling like this is supposed to be the happiest year of my life, planning a wedding and getting married, but it was also combated with a lot of what ifs and a lot of questions. Thank God for my parents and my husband and my brother and just my family surrounding me at that time of my life. They've seen me personally navigate the loss of what I felt like was the loss of Sweet Tea Trio. They've seen me grieve that and feel that multiple times now. And I can tell you, it never got any easier. I definitely cried a lot. I knew that I believed in Sweet Tea Trio, not only as a band, but also our fans. And I just knew at that point that whatever plan that God had, that I couldn't walk away, and that I was gonna get married and survive the year and just enjoy that part of my life. But come into 2024, I need to make some decisions about the future of the band. That's when I called Savannah.
Reached out and was like, hey, would you like to be back in the trio? And I was like, heck yeah. It was such a God thing, because I had just started, when she reached out and asked for me back in the band, I had just started singing again, and I did like just a local competition in Opelika, Alabama, and it gave me so much confidence.
Ironically enough, I was actually at a wild game cook-off in Dothan, Alabama, which is where my husband and I currently live. And I was hanging out with a group of my friends, my girlfriends, and up walks this teeny tiny, gorgeous girl, and our mutual friends introduced us. And Taylor goes, I think I know you. You're Kate Falcon from Sweet Tea Trio.
I was like, what? I know you. And she was like, what's your name? And I was like, I'm Taylor Morrison. I've been friends with Savannah for forever, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, oh my gosh, I do remember you. She's like, we're actually getting the band back together. I was like, no way.
She started telling me just her history about growing up in a family that sang harmonies, and her mom's history of playing country music. And
my mom, she had a country music record deal. She was going to travel and sing with Toby Keith. And she was hit with so many great opportunities. She hung out with Kenny Chesney, and she met Shania Twain. And, you know, it was a great time. It was a very different time in country music at the time. So Mom was just steadily working hard to get her name out there, to get things rolling for her. And then she found out she was pregnant with me. She felt like it would put her a step back trying to, you know, raise a family and also start a music career, which is so crazy because Savannah had kind of the same interaction in a way. It's crazy how it all comes full circle of every story just kind of connected with our whole trio here.
And at that point, I'd already asked Savannah to like rejoin Sweet Tea Trio. So it truly was just this God moment and this little God sprinkle of fate. So then I texted Savannah and I was like, by the way, do you know Taylor Morrison and can she sing? And she responded with,
no, ... She can't sing. She can sing!
Like the next Sunday, we all got together and it was just so quick and fast how things were moving. And which I'm so thankful for, because we all sat down at Kate's house on the couch, and it was like we had just picked up, like, you know, we've been friends for 20 years, and we just picked up right where we left off, and they made it so easy. It was like a weight lifted off my shoulder, just like they were just so calm and nice and it's just slow and easy going and we're not stressing about anything. And, you know, God's got us mainly. And the first song that we rehearsed was Strawberry Wine. And it was like, just, we didn't even try to like plan it out. It was just like, let's just sing Strawberry Wine. Here's the lyrics. And we sang it. And it was like, I mean, beautiful harmony. Like and I love me some harmony. That's my favorite thing. So we literally sounded like we were family harmony blending.
Like strawberry wine.
After our first rehearsal, Savannah sent us a text message saying that, you know, she was just thinking about some other songs we could be adding into a set and thinking of things. And I sent in the group, I was like, hey, like, do y'all know Hell on Heels? Like, have y'all ever sang Hell on Heels before? I really think like our harmony would kill that song. And Kate and Savannah both were like, OMG, you are made for this band. Like, this is such a God thing. I'm sorry, y'all are probably going to get so tired of me saying that, but it really is, because I didn't know this at the time, but come to find out, if that song wouldn't have been there for Sweet Tea at the time when they needed it, they wouldn't have even became Sweet Tea. So, yeah, it's just crazy how things are just full circle moments, and just to watch how the plan is all unfolding that the Lord's made for us.
That just goes to show how good God is.
Where do I see Sweet Tea Trio in 5 years? I think that's a great question. My mom and my dad did not raise me to have a quitting bone in my body. I've always been a really big dreamer, and I've always said that one day I want to see us stand in the circle with the Grand Ole Opry, and I would love to see Sweet Tea Trio accept a CMA award one day and give the speech, and I'd love to see us play in arenas again, because we stood on those stages years ago, and I loved every moment of that. Encouraging the next generation to go after their dreams, and no matter how many no's you get told, you can still decide to chase it, and you can pursue it, because if you don't quit, you can't fail.
For me, number one, it's just an honor that I would even be considered to be here with Sweet Tea. Especially because I have, like I said, idolized the band in a way for so long, because it's just, there's so much power and grit in female country music. I just think it's such an honor to be able to show that women can really do it all, because we're not just country music. I mean, we like to rock out every now and then. We like to, you know, slow things down for a bit, and we're just all about, you know, flowing with where the Lord takes us. And I think that's something that I am most excited for, is just to see what the Lord's going to do with us three. That he's already done a ton with bringing us all together.
God had his hand in the middle of everything in my past, the hardest times, the best times. I know he's going to have his hand in the middle of all this, and he's not going to let anything happen that's not in his will, as long as we're putting him first and letting him lead all of our decisions. So we're not going to be able to not handle whatever's thrown our way. And 5 years ago when I left, I felt like at the time especially, like I felt like I was losing so much family, because the fans were that. They showed up to, so many of the same people showed up to all the shows. And I'm just so excited to be back in touch with them and to see them again and talk to them again and dance with them and just have so much fun.
Yeah, to the fans, I am so excited to get to meet them more than anything. They seem like such loyal people, and just excited and happy and down for a good time. And that's what I'm all about. So I can't wait to jam out with them and hear from them and talk to them and get to know them, and them to get to know me. So yeah, I'm just excited to get to meet them, more or less.
What would I say to our fans? I think most importantly, I'd like to say thank you. I've been wanting to make a video like this for a year now, when everything came to a halt. And I've thought about you guys more than anything. And I'm so excited for the new version of Sweet Tea Trio to come to a town near you very soon. And thank you for having our backs for years. You've showed up at shows, you have danced, you have sang, you have streamed our music on all of the platforms on Spotify and Apple Music, and you've watched our music videos, and you've followed us along on a radio tour, and you've come to the shows where we've played for thousands, and you've showed up at the shows where there were 10 people in the room. And this video has been a long time coming, and I know a lot of you have had questions for a while now. And I want you to know that I never wanted to make a public statement about the transitions going on in Sweet Tea Trio until I felt like the puzzle pieces were put back together, and they are. And I cannot wait for you to hear what we have in store. We have been rehearsing and practicing and getting together every single weekend, and our vocals, our harmonies are tighter than ever. Our show is going to bring a lot of energy, a lot of nostalgic Sweet Tea Trio songs, some old releases that we put out years ago. It's going to bring you our current releases, some new stuff, some new material. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for continuing to show up for us. And I hope you will continue to follow us on this journey. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. I'm going to stop all this talking now. Girls, y'all want to sing?
Heck yeah, I want to sing a song.
I do kind of want to sing a song. Do y'all want to sing a song? How about that?
Okay, let's do it.
This